We drown him. We're gonna give him an old Hawaii-style beating and drown him. We're taking him deep waters.
Everyone and their mother.
Something about this matchup has the entire fight world split right down the middle. Every fan seems convinced they already know how it ends, and now it looks like nearly the entire UFC roster is stepping in with predictions of their own. Some are backing McGregor to shock everyone, while others believe Holloway's relentless pace is simply too much to overcome. The closer fight night gets, the louder the debate becomes, and every new opinion only adds more fuel to the fire.
I thought that Max was going to beat Charles. He lost by complete domination. With Conor, you never know. If he wins his next fight and I get offered that fight, even if we are not on the same level, sometimes he makes it look easy. Sometimes he lost to Nate Diaz. When you lose to Nate Diaz, it's very difficult to make predictions.
More and more respected voices across the MMA world appear to be leaning in the same direction. It looks like many believe Max Holloway has the style to slowly dismantle McGregor over the course of the fight before ultimately having his hand raised. Some even predicting the former champion could be stopped late. That's what has made this rematch so explosive. Trusted analysts, former fighters, and veterans of the sport are divided, with compelling arguments on both sides. Still, as anticipation continues to build, the overall momentum and public confidence seem to be shifting toward the Hawaiian, making the pressure on McGregor even greater heading into fight night.
Losing is bad. It's just Holloway can't lose to McGregor coming off the couch doing all the shit he's been doing. And McGregor can't afford another loss.
If McGregor loses this fight, is he done?
It depends how he loses.
Got it.
If it's like he gets steamrolled, it's just like, damn, dog. It should probably
hang it up.
Should probably call this one
After sharing the cage with Holloway multiple times, Alexander Volkanovski has become one of the most respected voices weighing in on this matchup. Few fighters understand Max's game as deeply as he does, and it looks like what he's witnessed over the years has completely changed his outlook. According to Volkanovski, the version of Holloway fans are seeing today is far more dangerous than the one from earlier in his career. His performance against Justin Gaethje at UFC 300 wasn't just another impressive win. It looked like the arrival of a smarter, more calculated, and far more complete fighter who has evolved well beyond the relentless pressure style that first made him a star.
He's just going to walk for him from the start. It ain't going to be that easy. He's going to have big problems early, and I think Max is going to give him that respect and not let him land them big shots. So maybe we don't see him be as successful as he could be, but definitely give Max some problems. Max is going to be clever enough where we won't really see that, but I still think that Conor will be dangerous enough where we're going to be like, oh shit, Max needs to be careful, but I think he's going to do the right things to make them adjustments. And then he's just going to eventually have his way. I'm going to have to go Max Holloway for the win. Can it be a finish? 100%. If Max gets you tired, he's so good at going.
Even Islam Makhachev appears to be leaning toward the same outcome. While he understands that McGregor's return could be enormous for the UFC from a business and promotional standpoint, it looks like he's separating hype from what could actually happen inside the cage. From his perspective, a long layoff isn't something that simply disappears the moment the opening bell rings. Makhachev believes that kind of inactivity can have lasting consequences, which is why he seems to favor Holloway to capitalize on those questions and ultimately come away with a victory.
Big name for our sports, but he have tough opponents. Max Holloway against Conor. I think Max can beat him.
Jorge Masvidal adds another layer to the conversation by focusing on something many fans believe doesn't get enough attention: the difference in lifestyle. From his point of view, Holloway has remained locked into the daily grind, sharpening his skills through consistent training camps and regular fights. Meanwhile, McGregor has spent years building a life beyond the octagon, with far less time under the bright lights of active competition. It looks like Masvidal believes that contrast could become impossible to ignore once the cage door closes and both men are forced to rely on their recent habits rather than their past reputations.
Asking what's up with Max Holloway versus Conor. This is crazy. This is good. I think bad fight for Conor. Really good fight for Max, but shit, let's see what happens. A lot of people are saying it should have been me against Conor. Conor don't want that heat. He knows how to smoke his ass.
Not everyone is convinced the momentum behind Holloway tells the full story. Javier Mendez, a longtime coach who has worked alongside some of the sport's most accomplished strikers, sees this matchup very differently. It looks like he believes McGregor should still be considered the favorite, provided he returns looking anywhere close to his former self. Mendez is placing his confidence in McGregor's precision on the feet, polished striking technique, and the kind of fight-ending power that can erase mistakes in an instant. He also points to Holloway's recent knockout defeat as a reminder that even the toughest fighters can be caught. In his view, if McGregor finds that opening, there's every reason to believe he could produce a similarly dramatic finish.
If you want my opinion, I think he's favored. If he comes into Conor, then I think he's going to come in.
Really? Break that down for me. Why, man?
Well, because he's a better boxer. And he's got more power, and Max Holloway has already been taken out by Topuria. And I don't see Conor not being able to replicate that. And it's not going to go to the ground. It's going to be a stand-up fight. And I just look at the power is on Conor's side. The boxing IQ is on Conor's side.
Tom Aspinall delivers what may be the most daring prediction anyone has made so far, suggesting McGregor could end the entire fight with a first-round knockout. While many voices are leaning toward Holloway, it looks like Aspinall believes one clean shot from McGregor could instantly flip every expectation on its head. At the same time, he isn't ruling Holloway out. In his view, Max absolutely has a path to victory, but only if he dictates the distance, stays disciplined with his movement, and overwhelms McGregor with a non-stop pace and relentless volume that have defined his success throughout his career.
Favouring towards a McGregor win, to be honest. But how does Holloway win this fight? Holloway wins by just out-voluming him, being at the right spots at the right time. Very tall, lanky guy, using good footwork, using good timing. His timing is definitely going to be better because he's been fighting way more regular than McGregor. There's definitely a possibility of Max Holloway picking him off and moving, but I would favour more towards McGregor winning, to be honest. I think he's going to land the big left bomber on him. He needs one shot and it can be over.
Jon Jones has also weighed in, and his support for McGregor's return has surprised more than a few people. While plenty of the conversation has centered on layoffs and uncertainty, it looks like Jones is focused on something entirely different, the mindset required to step back into the spotlight after already achieving so much. According to Jones, there's a different level of respect for an athlete who chooses to compete again without being driven by financial necessity. From his perspective, McGregor isn't simply protecting a legendary reputation from the sidelines. Instead, he's willingly putting everything on the line by returning to face elite competition, and Jones believes that willingness to test himself again says a lot about the competitor still inside him.
Need to fight. He has everything, and I respect the fact that he's coming back to fight so much because it shows that he's a fighter in his heart. Me, I got to a certain level, and I decided to walk away. Conor, he's back, and it just shows how much he loves the sport. It shows that he's still that fighter. Despite having so much success, I'm rooting for him. I'm proud of him, and I think he's just great, man. The businessman that he's been for our sport. He teaches fighters that we can be more than just fighters. We can take our brand and do something special with it, which he did with Paw Patrol whiskey and everything. Proud of Conor. I'm a massive fan. I think I will be for the rest of my life. He has had a lot of struggles, ups and downs, just like I have, but he always gets back on his feet, which is a huge example to so many.
Nate Diaz sees the matchup playing out in Holloway's favor, and it looks like his reasoning comes down to one key factor: pressure that never lets up. In Diaz's view, Holloway's non-stop forward movement, relentless combinations, and ability to keep opponents reacting instead of thinking could create exactly the kind of problems that have troubled McGregor in difficult fights. According to that perspective, Holloway's style is built to overwhelm rather than intimidate. The constant volume forces opponents to defend one exchange after another, making it increasingly difficult to find clean counter opportunities. If the pace keeps building the way Diaz expects, many believe it could slowly neutralize McGregor's timing and turn the fight into the type of exhausting battle where Holloway has traditionally thrived.
Part 2? No, that's going to be a good fight, though. About time. Shouldn't they have fought a long time ago? Because Conor was taking him down the last time. Yeah, that's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, Dana announced it while Francis Ngannou was walking out. So
nice. Yeah, that's a good fight.
Arman Tsarukyan echoes many of those same concerns, especially when the conversation turns to cardio and recent activity. It looks like he believes the biggest question surrounding McGregor isn't talent. It's whether years of limited competition could affect him once the fight reaches the later rounds. From Tsarukyan's perspective, Holloway enters this matchup with the advantage of staying consistently active against top-level opposition, while McGregor has spent far less time competing inside the cage. That contrast, he believes, could become a decisive factor if the pace remains high and the contest turns into a battle of endurance rather than explosive moments.
I think Max is going to beat him, but I just don't know what Conor's going to come back. It's been so long. I don't know how he's healed up. If his athleticism, his timing, his movement is the same as it was before, for sure he can beat Max, but I just don't know what he's going to look like. It's been too long.
Do you miss seeing Conor come back? Do you miss seeing Conor talking?
Bro, I don't even want to hear his voice, honestly.
Even with respected voices backing both fighters, the overall feeling across the MMA world appears to be shifting in one direction. It looks like the majority of fighters, coaches, and analysts believe Holloway has the more reliable path to victory. Their expectation is that he'll gradually take control through relentless pressure, non-stop volume, and superior conditioning. If that prediction proves accurate, McGregor could become increasingly vulnerable as the fight wears on, opening the door for Holloway to overwhelm him late and possibly force a dramatic stoppage once the momentum has completely turned.